Emil, you are the first one to actually beat an American in this tournament. It was a very interesting game. Can you take us through it? First of all, Sam was playing very fast in the opening. I think he had it prepared.
Yeah, that was a line in Caro Kann. Actually, I played it last year against Caruana in Isle of Man. Then the game was drawn. And I think Sam has prepared and played it better than Caruana because in that game I had an advantage. And here I had a tiny advantage which should not have been sufficient for a win, but still he had to play very accurately, precisely. He did not play very precisely and allowed me to increase an advantage in an endgame. It was not easy to convert, and I do not think I played all the best moves, but at the end of the day, yes, I did have, in advance I calculated this plan that I go with the pawn to a7, which is, very tricky. You have to be very precise. When in the rook endgames you go with such a pawn, it is either easy draw, you have to know how to win it, because there is no more play. It's just, you have to calculate like 15 moves ahead, which I've done, and there is an important triangulation with the king, which I calculated well in advance, and it worked.
When you played the move h5 and took the pawn on h6, you were a pawn up because you were winning the h5 pawn, but he was getting counterplay with rook d8 and coming in. So what did you assess? How did you assess that position?
Of course, I anticipated him coming in, as well as I'm just pawn up, and objectively I felt that it must be, let's say, black must be holding it, because his rook is too active and rook endings are known for these drawing tendencies. But then again, I'm pawn up, and I felt that he must show some technique to hold it. And I tried to pose some problems, and eventually I managed to.
Well, when I checked it with the engine, it said that his move a5, a4 was not the most accurate move. Did you feel the same during the game? Because I don't understand why.
No, I didn't feel the same way. Actually, Sam played it very fast, and it's very natural looking, and I thought it's also the way to hold it. I'm not sure we should rely on engine, because all the time engine would evaluate the position where I have 3 pawns on the same flank as an advantage for white, which is obviously draw, and I have been avoiding it for like 10 moves or something like that. So no, a5, a4 was okay. I think his move c5 was wrong, because he played c5, c4 and underestimated that my king is on e4 and in time to control c pawn, and he cannot swap pawns on the queen side. And then it was already difficult for him, but once again, maybe I have given him an extra chance afterwards, because it was winning. I sort of missed the cleanest pass, but maybe I still didn't didn't let it go, but I gave him some chances. Not very happy with my technique at that point, but at the end I'm very happy. I spent over half an hour to build up a plan to push the pawn to a7, and I left myself like 15 minutes, but it was very important to understand that this position is winning.
You had worked it all out.
Yes. But he was visibly surprised with this a7, because you cannot anymore come with a king, whatever. But I knew the idea of triangulation, and I had to find it the precise way with king d7, e7, and it's eventually worked.
We have to ask you that you are so busy with ACP work, you are the president. How are you able to still find time to keep yourself up to date in chess and play so well?
I'm not playing so well. I think my current rating also tells you that I'm far from my, let's say, best rating and so on. So I've used to be either 2700 or just below 2700. Now I'm even below 2650, which feels a bit unusual. So I cannot say that I'm perfectly happy with the way I combine it, but then I do think that I do a lot of important work for chess community, especially for chess professionals. And I'm trying to combine it, and of course I still have passion for playing, and I'm happy I'm playing here.
And what do you think about the Israel team? Last year, I think you guys were not able to participate, yes, at the Olympiad.
Yeah, we had a serious conflict with our federation. Luckily,
but is it all better now?
Yes, we have new president, and it has been resolved. And luckily, we have the strongest possible team here. Of course, it's not easy for us. We are 10th seed, and
yes.
Also it has to be noted that we are one of the oldest teams, and eventually, by far the oldest among top players. Mm-hmm. Our average is like over 40. Yeah, for 4 players. We have 2 younger players, but I mean, let's say we have 2 players who are 50, Gelfand and Smirin, and I'm 41, and Rochton is 29. So it's not very young team comparing. If you look at other teams, they're mostly players who are in their 20s or maybe 30s. But we are experienced. There is a life in an old dog, and we are fighting.
You've seen the toughest phase of chess, and you guys know what it's like to be at the
Yeah, I mean, we have a
Olympiads.
lot of experience, and of course, at some day our age might be sort of handicapped to other, comparing to other teams who, let's say, 20 years younger. But then again, the very fact that we continue playing shows that we kept our passion, and we do keep certain level, rather high level. None of us from the older players in the team is close to their peak rating. Gelfand used to be, 2750 player, and he even doesn't have 2700 now. And Smirin doesn't have 2600 now, which is, I mean, he's a classy player really. And I'm also far from my best achievements, but still we occasionally we are able to show some good play.
So you are a team which has to be tread carefully against.
Definitely. I mean, I don't think anybody would take us
Yes.
lightly, and especially today's match with USA shown that in spite of a rating difference of 100 points on every single board, we seem to manage to hold 2-2, which is a decent result.
And we have to ask you that Association of Chess Professionals, it's like a body which is for the chess players. But recently we have seen posts where you have been openly supporting one side in the election. So can you tell us about it and why such a decision? Because usually such an association is, say, neutral to such
That's
things.
true, and we have been all the time neutral in every elections, and it's the very first time that we support anyone in the election. But this time we simply couldn't really take neutral stand because we really believe that the regime which has been running for Mr. Makropoulos, with all due respect, is 32 years in the office as a vice president, as a deputy vice president, as a person who actually has been running nearly all the things under Kirsan. And we think it's time for a change. It has been a long time actually to change. I mean, it's not. I remember back in 2006, I have been supporting Bessel Koch. Okay, not as an from ACP, but just as a grandmaster. And then 12 years ago, I claimed that it was already time to change. Now it's especially now it can't really continue, and we felt that it's very important to underline the feeling among grandmasters. According to what we took, not everybody supposed to work with some players supposed short, but I didn't hear any top player, any I would say 2650 player who would support Makrotin. Really, I mean, people are out for a change. Things are not very well run, and they're not managed properly, and that's why we felt it's our duty to express it. And personally, we have conducted many meetings with Mr. Dvorkovich, and actually I have to say that he listened to us very carefully. We discussed in detail every item which is important for us, and these are a lot of them. Starting from the World Championship and the way it's organized, to support for women chess and veteran, which is important, anti-cheating issues, because we are extremely unhappy with the way FIDE treated it, and we think it's a huge problem. And basically Mr. Dvorkovich supported all the ideas we have aired. He also promised, in a case he is elected, to allocate necessary funds for, let's say, for anti-cheating program, which requires such a funds, also to approve regulations. And we feel that it's a chance for chess, because I cannot imagine what chess is going to do if we stay 4 years with the same team more. I mean, I think it's just going from bad to worse.
Okay, thanks for clarifying that. And would you be at the Bermuda party tonight?
No, I can say that even in my younger years, I was never a fan of Bermuda party. I'm just a different type of person, but I would find my time to spend quality time with my friends or colleagues. So I'm really looking forward to this rest day, because again today was tough, and of course the final 6 games would be tough. I'm not sure. I don't think I will play all of them, but still it's a lot of pressure, and it's a lot of tension and energy consuming. I'm always playing such sort of energy consuming chess, so I'm just looking forward to recovering slowly.
Thank you so much, Emil, for your time.
Thank you.